Now, you sit there in Atlanta, but your business is politics, and you ply your trade both in Israel and in the United States. So you're uniquely positioned in a way to comment on the words of the Israeli ambassador reported in the Israeli press just a few days ago. Quote, Israel's ties with the United States are in their worst crisis since 1975, a crisis of historic proportions. You agree?
I wouldn't necessarily agree with Ambassador Oren's characterization. It is at a crossroads, and I think if you would allow me a minute to explain, it speaks to a very clear dividing line between what we look at in politics as people who are left of center and right of center in a country. And there's a dividing line in every country. It exists in America, it exists in Israel, it exists in the UK as well. In America, the dividing line between left and right is the idea of justice versus freedom. And if you listen to, for instance, a Barack Obama speech, you'll hear the word justice used quite often. Whereas if you would listen to a George Bush speech, you'd hear the word freedom used quite often. In Israel, the left and right isn't justice and freedom, it's security and peace. The right wants security, the left wants peace. And if you look at history, you'll find that when there were right-wing governments in Israel, governments that talked about security, they did best with American governments that talked about freedom. What you have today is you have an American government that talks about justice and an Israeli government that talks about security. And so you have a really big conflict there in terms of how they see the world. This is a worldview. This isn't particulars about a settlement here or a border there. This is really how two different ideologies see the world.